program is This Morning on ITV one more time, and looking at the recent political developments in our country, Nigeria, various explanations, that has been given. Some say that it is the best form of democracy, while some say it is really not democracy per se. It is just politics of defection. And of course, we've been following the whole story right from, how 15 members of the Senate defected, and of course, about 37 members of the House of Representatives also defected from the APC to the People's Democratic Party. Yesterday, we were told that the publicity secretary of the APC also defected to the PDP, and also, as we speak now, the Speaker of the President, rather, of Nigerian Senate, Senator Bukola Saraki, has defected. Some say he has defected to the PDP, while some say that the party where he has defected to is yet unknown. What are the issues? Where will this get us to as a people, and also as politics, develops? To discuss this morning, we have architect Thaddeus Irabo. He's the PDP Youth Chairman in Edo State. So you're welcome to this program this morning on ITV.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers at home.
And we are expecting Mr. Osaro Ibizugbe, who just told me that he's very close by, but we have to start this program now. And of course, when he comes in, he's going to join us as the discussion progresses. Now, Architect Irabo, with what is going on now, can we really say this is democracy or this is politics? How do we begin to look at the issues? Is this democracy in practice?
Of course, this is democracy in any way you want to look at it. Politics is a game of interest, and the interest of the people you represent. At the moment, I'll call these people defecting as rescue agents, because the nation is at the worst.
Are you saying this because they are defecting to your own party,
the
PDP?
Because it's not just my party. People have decided to rescue this nation from imminent collapse. We've never had Nigeria this bad before, where every figure of opposition is stark corrupt, where the institution that is supposed to be neutral has become an arm of the ruling administration, where EFCC, police, DSS are being used to witch hunt opposition. This is no longer democracy. This is not what our founding father fought for. Democracy is freedom of association. And any person that chooses to defect, that is his own right. He has a right to associate with any group. So you trying to hold people down, trying to tag them corrupt. Before now, just a week ago, Samuel Oton was a saint while he was in APC. Defecting to PDP, the fractional chairman, Adam Soshomole, tagged him as a corrupt person. That he is now in charge of the killing. That people were arrested and this man was fingered.
Adam Soshomole did not tag.
That's what he said. He said some persons were arrested.
What he said was that going by available reports, to him, that the reports presented before him. So it's not as if it was Adam
what
Soshomole
happened
that
to the report while he was in APC? Did he ever mention it? He said he played a key role and he likes his style of leadership in Benue. But right now, the people of Benue are saying, we can't be part of this party that is killing our people. We want you to leave. If you don't leave, we'll vote you out. Is he not representing a group of persons? He's representing the people of Benue. And the youth has spoken in one voice that we don't want this party again. People have died. No single arrest has been made by this administration. Villages are being wiped out. And you are saying you are encouraging agriculture. And Benue is the food basket of the nation. Right now, you said, okay, farmers go to farm. why you send Fulani herdsmen to go and kill them in the farm.
No, who did that?
But this present administration is shielding them. It's shielding them because there's always reports, even before the attack.
Architect, you can't say this present administration sends. I will take you up on that.
Yeah.
You cannot say that this present administration sends Fulani herdsmen.
How do you give consent to
kill farmers? Now, Now remember the Fulani herdsmen crisis. It's been on. Take for example Benue State. Around 2012 we had issues. Around 2013, even up to 2014, we had issues. So it is not just happening now. So we cannot say that this administration sent Fulani herdsmen.
What is this present administration doing about this crisis? I remember before the past governor of Benue left, that's Gabriel Sufwan, Jonathan sent him to other countries to do a research on how to go about managing this situation. I remember former President Jonathan said he called Buhari, said, I don't need you to do me any favor, but there is a crisis that is already brewing. If we don't nip it at the bud right now, this country will be in serious problem. Don't do, if you like, arrest me, but ensure the report that we have on Fulani and herdsmen crisis, implement it, and that will end everything. But what did the president do? Because he's a live preacher, decided to ignore it. As we speak right now, what happened to the report? Are you aware of such report? Has it ever been mentioned?
Okay, now let's look at something even more important. This wave of defection is something that is generating reactions, most especially from the populace, because we hear one or two politicians that have defected. They have told us that haven't consulted with their constituencies and all that. And whereas the information is that they never consulted with any person, anybody. Now, is this to the best interest of the people that they lead?
Who said they never consulted with any person? Because if you don't, like what happened yesterday, immediately the Senate President announced his defection. You see the streets of Kwara. Everybody, they were all jubilating. Don't forget, like 2 weeks ago, they urged him to defect.
But some have also argued that was an arranged crowd.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay, what happened in the case of Kwankwan? So how do you arrange such crowd? Are they not your constituents? If they are arranged, are they not the same people that sent you? If they even arranged, okay, perfect, let's assume they arranged. Are these not the same people that casted vote for you or that voted for you to be there? So if they can willingly come out and they are supporting your move, that means you've consulted with them. I don't know if you get the logic. If you are saying they are arranged, let's really assume they are arranged. But for your people to come out to celebrate your defection, that shows that they are with you.
Are they really his people or Saraki's supporters? Because we cannot.
Well, how do you mean
Saraki's supporters?
How do you differentiate Saraki's supporter and Saraki's voters?
I just said it. I said.
How do you differentiate?
I just said it. That
is it not your supporters?
Some people say that the people we actually saw are Saraki's supporters, not necessarily people from the constituency. So we cannot use only a handful to generalize.
No, seriously, because the news even came in the evening. You are not. It is not like a rally. Where you will know Saraki's strength is when it comes to rally. Don't forget when Supreme Court dismissed his case on these
on the
yes,
assets.
You will see the welcome reception they gave to him, whether you like it or not. The Saraki dynasty controls Kwara.
What do you think? What do you think is Saraki really looking for?
Saraki, like I said, is a rescue agent. He has seen that the party that he defected to didn't actually have the interest of Nigeria at heart. As we speak right now, we can't say Nigeria is better than the way it was in 2015.
You are saying that because you are.
I'm not saying that we have things to show. People that are all Nigerians all over knows that fuel was 87 naira. Right now they are buying it for 145 naira. And these same people said they were not paying subsidy. So the subsidy that you said you removed, and that you are still paying, why are Nigerians still paying that same money? This is a government where corruption has been institutionalized. For the past 3 years, don't forget the first budget was about 6 trillion, the other one 7 trillion, and you have another one of 8 trillion. Which project can this administration point out that they have initiated and completed? Have you ever seen the president going from one place to commission a project, apart from the one done by President Goodluck Jonathan, which is the railway project? Can we pinpoint any project that this administration has started and completed with this budget? Meanwhile, some Fulani men are becoming billionaires in Daura, and you are talking about corruption. How do you actually fight corruption when the institutions that are supposed to fight corruption are now branch of APC? We need to do things right. These people defecting are not defecting because of their own self. They've seen that Nigeria is at the verge of collapse. Nigeria has never had it this bad, where there is bloodletting from Edo to Borno. There are bloodletting from Benue to Lagos. Every sector of this country has been thrown into crisis.
Okay, let me pause you. We have Mr. Osaro Bizugbe with us here on the program. Osaro Bizugbe, welcome to this program. Yes, we are looking at Nigeria democracy and the recent political developments. You've heard what Architect Talia said. I wanted to react to some of the issues that he talked about.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm sorry I came a little behind the schedule.
But you've been here for like 5 minutes now, so at least we have
yes, I heard some of his, you know, he said, yeah. And it's quite funny. You know, when the kettle begins to call the pot black, it is laughable. You understand me? Now, the problem in Nigeria did not start today. It is easier to pull a structure down than to raise a structure. We are coming out from a situation whereby a political party that we all know that was in power for over 16 years and even boasted that they would be there for as long as they chose, they practically sunk this country. As APC came on board, we have been trying to find a situation whereby we will remove the country from the mess that the PDP plunged the country into. We got to a situation whereby abnormal things now became normal. People were now doing things wrongly and pretended the things were okay. And that was why Mr. President came and said that it was no longer business as usual. We must change our attitude. We must change the way we do things in this country. We must change our mindset. We must change our orientation. We must change the way we apply ourselves to the call of patriotic citizenship. He talked about commissioning of projects and that. You see, there are people who have different approaches to certain things. Those who like window dressing, when they get to power, we know them. They're always cosmetic in their approach. At least we saw a situation in this country where Mr. President commissioned a bridge made of plywood in a riverine area. I try to be very careful, you know, with certain things, but at times, you know, you are provoked when you see the mentality people demonstrate in this country. Red carpet was rolled on the ground for Mr. President to walk on swampy ground, and then a wooden bridge was commissioned, made of plywood in this country.
Yeah, sorry.
So Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari might not be that. He's not that type of person that likes showing off.
So what
to go and be cutting tapes.
I give you all the time. Let him
you understand
speak,
me? The security situation in the country didn't start now. In the era of PDP, you are aware, only that we forget our history too soon enough. We are aware how this crisis started with militancy in the Niger Delta, where amnesty program was designed. And when amnesty program was designed, as we speak, bringing that program to an end has become a problem because people now got used to it as if it's a normal way of life.
But the problem that made the amnesty issue to come up, the militancy to come up is still there.
That is the point. You understand me? what is the fight we are actually fighting?
Okay, now let me ask you this question.
Excuse me, briefly. When you misplace priorities, what do you expect to get?
Okay, now is it true to say that with the recent happenings that your own party, the APC, is fighting back at the wave of defection? Is it correct to say so?
No, it is very wrong.
Now, why the recent happenings? The recent happenings are happening only at this time. Take, for example, Autumn's case, the most recent of it all. When Benue State had issues that people were killed, communal clashes, all and that, the House did not impeach Autumn. Autumn was not impeached, and of course we didn't have any person coming out to speak against Autumn. But as soon as Autumn defected, the House rose up to suddenly know that Autumn did some expenditures spending, and Autumn was impeached. So for some people, they say that the APC is fighting back at people defecting. Is that correct?
When people have personal issues, it is wrong to ascribe it to a group interest.
Who is having personal issues in this case now?
We're talking about Benue State. We're talking about Autumn.
Yeah.
This culture has been there in our polity from time. So narrowing it down now at this time at this particular time of events to say it is APC that is fighting Autumn, it is this and that. No, it is wrong.
Are you saying the chairman came out? Architect, hold on. I'll give you time to say something.
Excuse me. If the chairman came out, let me take for instance an example with what happened at the national level. The incumbent national chairman raised issues about certain, disturbing practices in the ministries, federal ministries. The federal boards were constituted, and then the ministers were yet to, as of today, inaugurate those boards. Are we not all PDP? Are we not all APC? The ministers we're talking about, are they not APC members? The national chairman, is he not APC member?
Is that his responsibility?
We are talking about doing things right.
No, Sarah, is that the chairman, the national chairman, is it his responsibility to question ministers? Ministers, are they answerable to the national chairman?
Of course. They are party members, they are APC members before they became ministers.
Let's leave party.
No, excuse me.
This is governance now.
Excuse me.
We cannot bring politics into governance.
And I know the party produced the current government, did it not?
It does.
Fine. Then the party has a responsibility to make sure that those officers of government that belong to the party, they are up and doing. Yes or no? Yes or no?
But some say that it is really not the responsibility of the party chairman.
I will not pay attention to ignorant talks. Those who are making such utterances, they don't know what governance is all about. They don't know what public administration is all about. You expect the national chairman to be quiet when appointed public officers from the party, they are not up and doing, they are not alive to their responsibility. No, it's not. It's never done. If Mr. President is not, doing things right, it is the duty of the national chairman of the party.
Yeah, back to the question that I asked earlier on. Just hold on, architect. At least you spoken for like 7-8 minutes before he came. Now, let's go back to Benue State one more time, because when people say that APC seems to be fighting back, you really have to look at the issues one more time. Now, in Benue State, I remember members of the Benue State House of Assembly, sometime last 2 weeks, they gathered themselves and passed a vote of confidence on the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly. Then only a few days later on, they came up and also said that no, the Speaker is not trying, and of course they impeached the Speaker. Now, it was said that the House was adjourned, asked to go on recess to be adjourned on the 15th of August. But before then, the House, reconvened and to impeach the governor. Only about 8 to 9 members impeached the governor. And some say it is known that these are people that are loyal to the APC. So don't you think that when people say that the APC is fighting back at defecting members, they may be correct?
It is democracy at work. Democracy is a system of interaction. Forces could be at play. Our prayer is that let it be for the good of the people eventually. The final outcome of whatever happens, let it be for the good of the country. Do you follow me? This is a country whereby from inception we have been finding it difficult to evolve a system of ideology, but interest has been the order of the day. So as we continue to develop politically, one way or another, as the wind of change continues to blow across the length and breadth of the country, the shaft will be removed from the grave.
Okay, now Architect Thaddeus Irabo, the PDP, it's on the receiving side in the sense that people are defecting into the PDP. But one eminent problem that people tend to look at is when the time comes for people to come forward for electoral positions, that there are likely going to be issues. I mean, these people defecting to the PDP, somehow it looks as if that the PDP has promised them juicy positions. Only yesterday we saw on news that some members of the PDP in the Senate were given automatic, a ticket to continue and continue with what they are doing. Now, is that not going to be a problem for the PDP when the time comes? I mean, looking at the people defecting now, and when the time comes that you don't give them, allow them to run for positions?
I think I'll need to just take a minute to address an issue my brother raised. How can you say this is democracy in progress when 8 persons out of 30 is sending an impeachment notice to a governor, and the speaker is under suspension, and a court of jurisdiction has also issued that he should not parade himself as a speaker. These people were covered by police, over 300 policemen, led them to the House of Assembly, and they served an impeachment notice to a sitting governor. And you call that democracy? Since when has 8 become majority over 22? Is that the democracy? Is that the wind of change that you say that is blowing everywhere, where 8 persons cannot sit down to serve an impeachment notice to a governor? They are not even up to. If it's the 22 that is serving an impeachment, you know, okay, this is to third majority. But let me go back to the question. I don't know. I wanted to address that.
Why don't you let the matter take its natural course?
How can 8 people even serve it?
Okay, it is
constitutionally wrong. They don't have the number to serve it.
What are you talking about? You are free to do whatever
you are not free. You are not free. It's under the law. Let me give the law. I allowed you to talk.
Let the law take its course.
What is law? When you are justifying legality, you stop crying for our identity. The law is there. That's not the law. The law stipulates you must have to third majority. Fine. They serve an impeachment.
They result of the law.
You have if you third majority.
He has the floor.
What you understand is wrong.
No,
he has the floor. Let the law take its course.
My grievance is these are people that.
Did it not happen with PDP?
Just hold on.
Please, these people.
Okay, you people introduce that kind of system.
This is a
now you are crying over
of people that are very, very vindictive. For a president to come and arrest somebody after 30 years, that is Dasuki, because he did you wrong 30 years ago.
No,
you will know the kind of mindset that this guy substantiate. You said something, that's why I brought that issue. You can't tell me the PDP. That was the reason Nigeria gave you a chance. Because you said you were bringing change. But if you are coming back to tell me
let him make his point. You have time to talk. Just let him make his point.
If you are telling me 8 persons cannot impeach a governor.
I never said a person.
That's what you said that the change is
even can stand up.
Anyway, let me go back.
I think to say that
we may have to take a break.
The notice of impeachment.
I need to go back and do that.
Is it right?
Is it elected?
We have to say that we want the president or the governor.
That is not an impeachment. That does not mean. That does not mean.
TMI. Every opinion counts.
All right, the program is still this morning on ITV. The topic can be so heated here, and you can have guests, really trying to dissect the issues. Architect Thaddeus Zerabo is here with us, and Osaro Ibizugbe also here with us. Now, Architect, please, can you just go on what we're looking at? We're looking at people defecting, and at the end of the day, if PDP is not going to have issue with having people to contest for positions.
Anyways, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Like you rightly pointed out, in Esan Central, the senator representing Esan Central was endorsed by the caucus of the party just 2 days ago. The reasons was very clear. PDP is a party that promised level playing ground for everybody. His endorsement was necessitated because there was no other person vying for that position. But instead of waiting till September 30th or during the congresses to do that, since there is nobody showing indicating interest, they've seen that our son have done perfectly well. They said, okay, go ahead.
What about if people come forward tomorrow and show interest?
But when forms are already being sold, in politics, before you just wake up to pick up, you must have consulted. Nobody have officially approached any party leader that is having interest. If he has interest today, we will still leave the floor open. The endorsement doesn't stop any other person from running. It's just that because there was no person indicating interest, that's why the endorsement was necessitated. For people coming over to the PDP, it's straight. We've told them, we've promised everybody a level playing ground. Because that is what democracy is all about. You are free to come and vote for any position that you're interested in. And we have promised them that nobody is going to be intimidated, nobody is going to be favored above any other person. We are promising a level playing ground. And they've seen the sincerity.
Architect, it appears we're speaking on two parallel lines here. Now, the PDP has promised those three senators continuity. And of course, you've also said that it's a level playing ground for the PDP. What about when people come in tomorrow and they tell that they're interested?
That's what I said. I said once we've promised fairness. If nobody is coming, continue. If any person is coming, go to the field, and it's going to be a level playing ground. That's what I'm saying.
What happens to your promise that you gave to them?
No, as it is, I've said, what I said is on ESA Central, where no other person is vying. That was what necessitated the endorsement. Okay. Because there's no other person indicating interest in that position.
Let me pause you. Osaro Ibizugbe, Benbe State seems to be the focal point here today. Now, 8 honorable members impeaching Samuel Otom, whereas some say that 2/3 majority. That impeachment, what is the potency in that impeachment?
I may wish to ask, has an impeachment been effected?
Are you telling us in other way around that impeachment has no potency?
See, what I'm telling you is that we have laws in this country, and I don't know why we keep taking our eyes off the books. Nigeria is still a country governed by law, even though some people choose to overlook the provisions of the law. The law is clear on issues of impeachment of any officer, be it governor, be it local government chairman, be it president, be it even a member of the House of Assembly. You understand me? The law is specific on such matters. So if anybody wakes up and then decides to play to the gallery, should I lose sleep over it?
I think what we are saying, what I know the law says is that 2/3 majority must, initiate an impeachment. Now, in this case,
must initiate an impeachment,
must initiate and effect an impeachment. In this case,
impeachment is not possible unless it is done by 2/3 majority.
And of course, initiated by two-third majority. So in this case now, it is not two-third majorities. That's what we're looking at. So that's why I asked the question, because you said that the impeachment has not been effected. So yes. Are you saying another way around that the impeachment has no potency in it? This impeachment notice served to Samuel Ortom.
Is it not obvious? Why are you belaboring issues? Why don't you let the law take its course?
So you are saying that your party did something that has no potency?
I'm not saying my party did something that has no potency.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying now.
What I'm telling you is that, look, allow the law to take its course.
All right, I'm afraid this is where we really have to, because of time. I know that you definitely want this discussion to go on, but I can assure you that definitely we have plenty of time, some other time. My guest, please, we may have to stop this discussion now so that some of that time we can have plenty of time to do more discussions. We have other segments coming your way. A very big thank you to Thaddeus Irabo. Please extend the handshake to Osaro Izugbe there. My name is Evans Nokoke. Please stay tuned.